he's wearing sunglasses.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Space City, Clutch City, Houston, Texas, for the official press conference for Charlo versus Montiel. This coming Saturday, June 19th, there will be a Juneteenth celebration on Showtime Championship Boxing, and it all comes your way. A 3-fight card at 9 p.m. Eastern, that is 8 o'clock Central Time from the Toyota Center right here in Houston. The unbeaten WBC middleweight champion of the world, the Hitman, Charlo, makes his 4th title defense against the hard-hitting Juan Macias Montiel. This fight on the Showtime Championship boxing card just continues our long reign and line of high-stakes, meaningful fights that are going down this summer. Houston, I'll tell you what, loves the Charlos. They were just given a proclamation by the mayor, and in fact, Saturday night, fight night, will be Charlo Day in the city of Houston for this Juneteenth celebration. Tonight, Charlo throwing out the first pitch at the Houston Astros game as they take on the White Sox. Houston loves the Charlos as he makes his 4th title defense, 4th time that he's fighting here in his hometown. This event is being promoted by Lions Only Promotions, TGB Promotions, and of course it is brought to you by Premier Boxing Champions. The fight card also features the lightweight contender Isaac Cruz taking on that former world champion Francisco Vargas, and of course kicking off the broadcast, you've got the former WBO world champion Angela Leo taking on Aaron Alameda. Well, how much does Houston love the Charlos? Well, the WBC has also made a special belt. They call it the Freedom Belt, commemorating Juneteenth, and of course it's going to the winner of this fight. And Mauricio Suleiman is here with us. He has the belt. Mauricio, if you would, if you just come up and let the people see this belt and give us a few words and why you felt it was necessary and the importance.
Good afternoon. I am very honored to continue the legacy of my father, Jose Sulaiman, the WBC, to always fight for human equality, to fight against any sort of discrimination, and to commemorate Juneteenth with the Freedom Belt for the winner of Charlo and Macias Montiel is a great moment for the sport of boxing, great moment for humanity. Juneteenth belt, the Freedom Belt, shows the elements on the 1865, June 19 historic moment when slavery was abolished. And I'm just very, very proud and very happy to be part of this card in Houston. The Charlo brothers, Jamal as champion of the middleweight division, Macias as a tough contender trying to accomplish his dream. And all the fighters in the card, we wish them the best of luck. God bless. And once again, thank you Showtime, thank you PBC for making sure that this card of Juneteenth took place. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Mauricio. Again, 3-fight card that comes your way Saturday on Showtime Championship Boxing. I know he's here, the president, general manager of Showtime Sports, Stephen Espinoza. If you would, Stephen, just raise your hand so people can see you. There he is. Thank you, Stephen, for being here. let's get to the fighters. Let's talk about these fights. We start the broadcast off. The former WBO super bantamweight champion, Angelo Leo, taking on Aaron Alameda. We start with Leo. Suffered his first defeat in his last fight. You saw that fight on Showtime Championship Boxing against Stephen Fulton Jr. He comes into this fight 20-1, 9 knockouts. And gentlemen, if you would, just give us a word on how camp is going and your thoughts on what we should expect Saturday night.
Well, first off, thank you guys for having me. It's a pleasure fighting in Houston, Texas. I know my last fight, I came up short on it, but in this camp we've improved on our strength and conditioning. I'm a lot wiser, a lot smarter from the losses. Like they say, a loss will make you. It's a learning experience. So that's how I take it. And for this next one, I'm gonna be a lot smarter, a lot stronger. And camp is going well. I still got my dad, Miguel Leo, and my two trainers, Luis Chavez and Luis Chavez in my corner. And we're ready to go. We're ready to put on a show for Houston tomorrow. On Saturday.
Aaron Alameda, 25-1, 13 knockouts. Young man, former amateur standout. This is going to be one heck of a fight. Aaron, if you would, give the people, let them know how camp has been going. What should they expect come Saturday?
Aaron, ¿cómo te fue el entrenamiento? ¿Se puede decir unas palabras?
Muy bien, la verdad que estuve entrenando muy bien. Creo que la pelea con Neri nos dejó mucha experiencia. Aprendimos muchísimo de esa pelea y creo que esta vez venimos mucho mejor, más mentalmente más preparado, físicamente también. Creo que estoy listo para esta pelea, para dar un gran espectáculo a la gente y quiero demostrarle a todos que quiero ser campeón del mundo.
We trained very hard for this fight, the Neri fight. We got a lot of experience, and Saturday night we will show what we have. We come to win.
Angelo, I'll start with you. Because the last time we saw you was against Stephen Fulton Jr. Obviously, you lost your title to Cool Boy Steph. You said after that fight, I just didn't feel right. Why will Saturday be different?
We gotta consider, Brian, that I had a COVID fight 6 weeks before that fight, and me being a fighter, we want to fight, we want to go in there and want to put on a show for the fans and all that. And, at first I didn't want to believe, I had COVID, but, I got tested positive for COVID, and, it showed in the fight that I didn't have the same stamina that I did in my previous fights. So, this fight, I'm fully healed. Camp is a lot better, a lot wiser, a lot smarter, and we're just gonna go out there and put on a good performance for the people.
Aaron, you mentioned in your last fight you suffered that loss to Luis Neri. What did you learn from that fight that you can apply to this fight against Angelo Leo to make sure you're victorious this time around?
La última pelea con Luis Neri, perdiste esa pelea. ¿Qué fue lo que aprendiste y qué crees que puedas hacer con la pelea contra Leo el sábado?
Pues como lo dije ahorita, creo que aprendí mucho de esa pelea, y esta vez va a ser diferente. Esta vez vamos a pelear, venimos a pelear, vamos a sacar todo lo mejor que traemos de nosotros para que todos se queden con buen sabor de boca el sábado.
We learned a lot in the fight with Luis Neri. It was a great opportunity, and on Saturday night we're gonna let our hands go and be victorious.
Angelo, listen, when you look at your weight division, it's on fire. And now all of a sudden, you look up and you see Cool Boy Steph, Brandon Figueroa is world champion now they're in the unification. How much motivation do you have that's inside you, that's burning in you when you look up and you look at the landscape, the guy who's got your title is now fighting in a unification fight on Showtime in just a couple of months?
It gives me a lot of hunger, you know. It gives me a lot of hunger because knowing that, you know, I've been a champion. I could be a champion once again. So that gives me the motivation. I just want to prove to everyone, you know, I'm still at the top level. I'm still a top contender and a world champion. You know, I'm at an elite level, and I want to show the people that what I got on Saturday night. That, you know, I'm still in the mix.
Aaron, we'll wrap it up with this. You heard Angelo say he's got a lot of motivation, chip on his shoulder. He wants his title back, and he knows he has to go through you to try to get himself another world title shot. What's your motivation from Saturday?
Leo dice que está bien motivado y que ganándote a ti quiere otro título mundial. ¿Tú qué piensas de eso?
Pues yo también estoy muy motivado, la verdad que como le dije ahorita, la pelea con Eddie me dejó más motivado. Quiero sacarme esa espinita de ser campeón del mundo, de volver a pelear por un campeonato del mundo, y lo vamos a demostrar el sábado en la noche.
I'm also very motivated. I had that experience with Neri fighting for a world title, and everybody will see on Saturday night. I'm going to come victorious.
Now we get to the co-main, and we got an exciting young fighter. They call him Little Mike Tyson. Isak Cruz, 21, 1-1, 15 knockouts. He's the number 2 contender when you talk about the IBF rankings. Isak, if you would, give us a word on how camp has gone and what should we expect Saturday night.
Cruz, si nos puedes decir cómo te fue el campamento y unas palabras.
Mi campamento fue bastante duro durante 2 meses y medio y vengo más que motivado para ganarle a Francisco Benito Vargas.
My camp went very well, 2.5 months training and ready to win.
You'll be facing former champion, the former WBC super featherweight champion, Francisco Vargas, 27, 2-2, and he also has 19 knockouts. Champ, if you would, same thing. If you could just give the people a word on how camp has gone for this fight and what should we expect when you get in the ring with Isak Cruz.
Campeón, ¿cómo fue tu entrenamiento para esta pelea? ¿Y qué tienes que decir y cómo te sientes?
Buenas tardes a todos. Mi campamento fue duro, entrenamos fuerte, me siento muy bien, estoy contento, con ganas de pelear y pues venimos motivados para dar una gran pelea.
Good afternoon, everybody. Camp was great. I'm very motivated, and I can't wait for Saturday night to put on a great show.
Isak, Francisco is still a young man, just 36. Some may say a little older when it comes to boxing years. So the question is, do you believe that Francisco Vargas still has enough in the tank to withstand the pressure that you bring and going to bring Saturday night?
¿Crees Eze, que Vargas es el mismo peleador de antes y cómo ves la pelea?
Será una pelea entretenida, somos de estilos similares y bueno, el público va a ser el ganador porque va a apreciar una pelea que va a estar al borde del filo del obstáculo.
¿Puedes decir de vuelta lo que dijiste?
Que lo que pienso de Francisco es de que es un peleador con el estilo similar al mío y bueno, la gente va a ser la ganadora porque va a poder apreciar un gran combate.
Yeah, Vargas has the similar style as I do. He'll just be right in front of me, and it's going to be a great fight, and I'll definitely win.
Francisco, same question. You know, everyone wants to know, do you still have enough in the tank to provide those all-action fights?
Campeón, tienes 36 años. Muchos piensan que no hay gasolina en el tanque que está en el I. ¿Qué tienes que decir tú de su campeón?
Bueno, pues no hay mucho que decir. Creo que se va a demostrar el sábado. Yo me siento muy bien y venimos a pelear y a dar una buena pelea.
There's not much to say. I know a lot of people think that my tank's on E, but I will demonstrate on Saturday night that I still got some left in the tank, and I'm very motivated. And come fight night, everybody will see.
Isa, Champ says that he's got a lot left. You're going to find out on Saturday. My question to you is, do you think a victory over Vargas signals to the boxing landscape that you're now ready for the elite fighters at lightweight?
Vargas dice que tiene lo mismo como antes peleaba, y tú ganándole la pelea el sábado, ¿crees que vas a estar listo para cualquier otra pelea?
Sí, claro, yo vengo a hacer mi pelea y no le voy a regalar nada de lo que él ya tuvo. Yo vengo a luchar con lo que yo quiero.
Yes, I'm coming to win, and I'm ready to be victorious, and I'm ready for anybody else.
Last question. Francisco, you had great knockout victory over Mura, all-action fight with Orlando Salido. Do you see this fight Saturday being just as exciting as those fights?
Campeón, tuviste una gran pelea del año con el gran campeón Mura, y la seguiste en 2016 con Salido, una pelea, mucha acción, pelea del año otra vez. ¿Piensas que eso puede suceder el sábado otra vez?
Bueno, pues creo que habiendo dos mexicanos se puede dar en cualquier momento una pelea del año, y creo que esta no puede ser la excepción.
Without a doubt, when you got two Mexican warriors, you can expect fight of the year.
Now we get to the main event. Jamal Charlo, four-time fighting here in his hometown of Houston, Texas. You might remember we were here just a couple of years ago was when he became the WBC middleweight champion of the world. Fighting a man in Mexico whose name means boxing in Montiel. All of his victories have come by knockout. So we'll start with the challenger first. Juan, if you could, 22-4-2, 22 knockouts. If you could just give the people an update on how this camp has gone for this moment that you said you've been thinking about your entire life, and what should we expect Saturday?
Juanito, dice de que me digas un poquito de tu entrenamiento, de tu campamento, y qué tú le vas a brindar al público este sábado.
Buenas tardes a todos.
Good afternoon.
Pues tuve un campamento de campeón, nunca me había preparado así.
I have a training camp, unbelievable. I never did that in my entire career.
Un campamento duro, pero al igual de mucho descanso.
It was a very tough training camp, but I feel very good.
Y les voy a demostrar que en México va a haber nuevo campeón y seguir haciendo historia en la familia Montiel.
I will continue working hard. I plan to bring to Mexico another world champion.
And now the champion, the hitman, 31-0. Also 22 knockouts. He is Jamal Charlo. Champ, give us a word. Back home here in Houston, what should we expect on Saturday?
First off, thank God for putting me in this position where I can showcase my talent once again. Camp is awesome. Ronnie Shields, Creed Fountain, Dominique Quinn, Steve Achamba, everybody that's in the camp, they understood like everything about me this camp, and I grew, you know, and I studied well. Camp was awesome. I can't thank y'all guys enough.
And what should we expect Saturday?
on Saturday, just expect me to give you guys a hard fight. You know, if he comes at me like everybody comes at me, then you'll see the same Jamal Charlo that delivers explosive knockouts, did go 12 rounds and beat the shit out the fighter the whole time. Never let him rest, never let him get set. Or if he's strong like he say he is, then I'll show you I got like a box, I can move. I'm like Sugar Ray Leonard on my feet, and I like the move. I'm every middleweight that was great. I got all of what they had.
Juan, to the media, you said, quote, I'm looking to make a statement on Saturday. Tell us what statement you're looking to make.
Tú has dicho en varias oportunidades a la prensa de que vas a hacer algo muy especial esa noche. ¿Qué es lo que vas a hacer especial?
Pues creo que voy a demostrar todo el planeamiento que hemos hecho pues desde que empezó mi carrera
I'd like to show all the plans that I have in the training camp and in my career.
y lo que practicamos en este campamento y demostrar que tengo un gran equipo y que tengo para esto.
In this training camp, we really practice a lot of stuff, and we will show that on this Saturday.
Champ, listen, he's made no secret that he's got power. He believes that his power will be the difference. Does it concern you at all that you're facing an opponent who's never won by a decision and all of his wins have come by knockout?
No concern, no concern. He's strong. I fight strong fighters. I spar heavy, strong fighters. Training camp, awesome. He's strong. What you think I am? I'm strong too, right? Obviously, right? 22 knockouts. You got 22 knockouts, can too. I'm not worried about none of that. You in my hometown. This is what I do. This how it's been. This how it's gonna stay. I'm not worried about all the talk. He say whatever he want to say. That's just gonna open up. You know, it's just gonna make me fight even harder. Like, stop with the shenanigans. The 22 knockouts that he had, you gotta go back and look at the resume. He knocked out James Kirkland. He got happy as fuck. James Kirkland was done. You understand what I'm saying? The other knockouts he had, they was from Mexico somewhere. They never fought before. You gotta think about what you're saying. Like, this is Jamal Charlo you're talking to. Jamal Charlo, the hitman. It's a bad one you had. We coming, we in Houston. Think about it. This is a real fight. It's not James Kirkland. It's not Hugo Centeno. He hurt Hugo Centeno, they draw. I knocked Hugo Centeno out. Think about everything that's in the past. You only good as your last fight. Right? I fought with Chico my last fight. He fought Kirkland. It's levels. And then I get a chance to show the level that I'm on Saturday. I'm not talking about it. What happened in the ring gonna happen in the ring. If he that good, if his corner that good, and they put up a game plan that nobody else put up before, then I'll accept it. But other than that, I train hard. Very hard for this fight. I'll show you.
Champ says, you knocked out Kirkland was done. Centeno, draw, he knocked him out. Since you have not beaten and faced anyone on his level, do you think Jamal Charlo is overlooked?
Dice que tú, la última pelea que peleaste con Kirkland, y él estaba acabado, empataste con Centenio, de que Charlo lo noqueó en 6. ¿Qué es realmente pensás de todo eso y cómo vas a responder? Porque definitivamente Charlo es superior a todos los que tú has peleado.
Con Kirkland, pues igual que esta vez, pues, no me daban oportunidad. Yo sé que es un boxeador con edad y eso, pero pero pues creo que demostré muchas cosas.
Kirkland, that when I fought, I was the underdog in that fight. And everybody see what happened.
Y con Centeno, pues creo que el boxeo es algo de estilos. Pues el estilo su estilo con el mío pues no funcionó muy bien y se fue al empate. Parte venía de un cambio de preparación.
What happened is that with Centennial, it was two different styles. I didn't prepare like I did it now, so this what happened.
Y yo estoy consciente que voy a presentar a quién voy a enfrentar y por eso mi mejor preparación y pues no queda, las palabras salen sobrando. El sábado nos vemos.
I never felt in conscious. I never.
1 second, can we hear what the fuck he said? What happened?
This is the president. No, he said that with Centennial, he didn't train like he trained now because he knows that he have the best fighter in front of him. So it's totally different, and he need to prove that he can beat you, and he will try his best.
Jamal, I'm curious about this because I think it's very unique that you're doing this fight on Juneteenth, which is obviously a significant day for this country, significant, obviously very significant here in Texas. But do you think more black fighters should, especially if they're from here in Texas, use this date as an annual fight date, kind of like Mexican fighters use Cinco de Mayo, and make this a regular thing?
I gave that a lot of thought, you know. I'm honored to be fighting on June 19th to get the chance to represent my people and, you know, all the African Americans that found out they were free back in the days, all the ancestors that fought, you know, I get the chance to fight on the same day that they found out they were free. That's awesome. You know, I love it, but I'm focused on what the fuck he just said. Are y'all crazy? Y'all think I'm overlooking? No, I did not overlook him. June 19th, yeah, that's a holiday. Thank you. Thank you for the holiday. Thank you for the proclamation. We got a bill. Jose Sue, awesome dude. You know, TGB been promoting me for a while. But, you know, OVO Charlo. Thank everybody who rocking with me. Look, I put my life on the line. You know, every time I get in the ring, I put my life on the line. I didn't overlook this dude. He's 22 knockouts, 22 wins. That's all he living off of. That's what he think that, oh, I train harder. When you train hard, I train way harder. Like, that's how I feel about it. Like, I'm ready. I'm in shape. This fight gonna be crazy. Let him come at me like he thinking he, you know, old Jamar Charlo, everybody call me the underdog. You wasn't the underdog in the Kirkland fight. Kirkland, I was like, oh, you gonna knock Kirkland out. I knew it. He's done. He's washed. You know what I'm saying? Centeno, man, I fought Centeno. Maybe there's gonna be a good fight. I don't know. Y'all had to draw it. It was a good fight. Y'all both just hit each other like y'all, you know. It's hit and don't get hit. If you come at me like that, I'm telling you right now, all y'all, you clap again, you'll be like, I'm telling you, I'm like that. June 19th, it's gonna be a party, it's gonna be a parade. I go to Mexico a lot, like I love Mexico, you know, we can party in Mexico if you want. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a party. Alright? June 19th, y'all get ready, it's gonna be a show, I'm coming to fight. I'm coming to put everything on the line. The belts, the title, Jamar Charlo, my legacy. I thank y'all, man, I thank y'all enough for coming out to support me in Houston. But this gonna be one of the fights that y'all gonna say, hey, he said it, he did it. Slip up if you want to.
Juan? Basically, the champ said he's heard that you believe you have power. But the champ also says he would love to see you stand in front of him and see if you can withstand his power. What do you say to that?
Juanito, él dice de que tú tienes mucha potencia y que él también las tiene. Cuando tú te enfrentes a él y él espera que te vayas a enfrentar y tirar golpes a él, ¿qué tú vas a hacer cuando él te tira golpes a ti y cuál va a ser el final?
Pues creo que pues una vez que se para a tirar golpes conmigo, pues no, se va a arrepentir y pues a sacar todo lo que hicimos en la preparación más que nada.
I believe that if he want to trade box and trade punches with me, I guarantee you that he will feel very bad in the end. He will feel sorry for that.
Okay.
So I know there are members of the media that have questions for you guys. I always like to wrap it up and give you guys a final statement. Juan, we'll start with you. Just give a final statement on what is going down on Saturday.
Juanito, dile a todo el público que está acá y a la prensa cuáles tus últimas palabras para este sábado 19.
Pues muchas gracias por darnos esta oportunidad al señor Samson.
Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Creo que estoy ya pues en curso de cumplir un sueño y pues los invito a todos a que como siempre, voy a dar un gran espectáculo y pues a morir en la raya.
I want to be sure that Saturday night I will fulfill my dream to be a champion and I will give my life on that night.
Champ, you have the final word.
Thank you all for coming out to support me. Thank you for supporting Juan. I just hope everything, end well and you go back to your family safe and I come back to my family safe and God rest on both of us.
There are members of the media I know who have questions for the fighters. We just asked, we're going to pass the mic around, that you make sure when you get the mic, identify yourself and your media, the media representation that you're representing, the outlet that you're representing.
Tyler Foster, ESU's. Jamal, it seemed like you got a little fired up right there. You said that if you come trade with him, you'll be sorry for it. What are your response to that? And after this fight, if you come out victorious, who do you want next?
Whoever they give me next, somebody with power. They won't be saying shit like this. Boxing is hit, not get hit, right? It's power and speed, it don't matter. I'm not fired up, just common sense at this level that everybody's strong, everybody has power, everybody has speed, everybody want to fight, everybody want the belt. I got the belt, everybody want the belt. So I'm ready for whatever they say, like if he trade with me, you see what happened to the folks who trade with me? I'm done.
Jorge Hernandez with SOW5.com in Albuquerque. Maul, why was it important for you to let us know that you're not overlooking this guy?
Shout out to Albuquerque, because I know you probably somewhere close to where he was training at. I'm not overlooking him because every fighter wants the belt. They hungry. I remember being no champion, I wanted the belt. I'm like that now. I'm hungry to get even more belts, even better, like bigger and stronger. So I understand, I'm not sleeping on nobody. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready, Austin Charlo, he right there, asking for it. Strong fighter, we fought, he just beat Cotto, everything. He didn't sleep on me, I was coming. It's like that. I feel like that. I'm still young in my career. I got no chance to make a mistake. So if I make a mistake with this guy, then it's like, oh, Jamal Charlo don't deserve it, don't deserve that. I know he coming with fire.
Angelo, I think last 4 or 5 of your fights, you've been the main event. What's it like to, not be in that main event slot this time around, as this is considered a comeback fight for you?
Yeah. I still look at it as a fight. Fight's a fight. Whether I'm the co-main or the main event, I'm just happy to be on Showtime television. That's what matters to me. But if I can be the main event once again, you know, I love that even more. But, you know, I'm just grateful to be on Showtime once again.
Steven Cordeño, KR Sports. Jamal, talk about, you know, having a fight in Vegas and other places. I'm sure it's always, a fighter always motivated, but he's coming into your hometown. You just got the key to the city. Juneteenth is your day. I feel like there's no stopping. There's no stopping you at this point.
I'm thankful. I'm thankful, man. I'm blessed. I actually fought my way here, so it's not like they just gave it to me. With 31 fights, they finally gave me the key to the city. I've been unlocked the key. You know what I'm saying? I broke the lock already. You know what I'm saying? Now I got the key to it. But I'm happy. I'm blessed, man. I'm honored, man. He coming into my city to fight me, man. Thank you, bro. A lot of fighters, that's strong, you know. I'm happy, bro. Thank you. Thank Montiel. Thank this whole camp coming into my city. Chill out, man. You know, it's part.
Aaron McCann to FightHype.com. Maul, two-part question. What do you want people to remember and talk about you 20 years down the road? What do you want your legacy defined as in the sport? And what do you feel like is overlooked in your style, underrated in your game?
I just want everybody, you know, who follow the Charlo twins to know the Charlo twins come to fight. We put on a good show. We not just boxers, we athletes, you know. So I'm an athlete, but I just chose boxing. And a lot of people don't know about my, you know, my style or whatnot, but until you get into the ring with me, then you really pick, you know, like, dang, he was good at this, he was good at that. I didn't know he was gonna come at me like this and that. So like, you know, one day they get a chance to, you know, honor a great legend or a great champion, or wherever God takes me, I'm happy.
Jamal, Kendrick Johnson, Charlo. How have you improved as a fighter through COVID, and where's your mental game at? Because you look very relaxed. Is that because you're in Houston, or just this scenario, this situation?
What about COVID?
I said, how have you improved as a fighter, but you had much time to be in the lab working on your tools?
COVID didn't bother me as much as it bothered a lot of fighters. I train at home. I'm around the same people every day, probably the same people all my career. So we know how to, you know, get each other better and strengthen up in different places and stuff like that. COVID wasn't a factor to me. I never caught COVID. Sorry for everybody who did catch COVID. Y'all should have stayed y'all ass at home. That's what I did. I worked out at home, I trained at home, and I just, you know, I'm relaxed because I have to be relaxed in the ring. There's no way that I should be all tensed up, you know. I mean, he's strong, he's fast, awkward, he's crazy. He's in my house, you know. I got the weapons. You come to my house, you gotta be crazy, right?
If I have a question for me, how big it is to get that statement knockout on Saturday night, set a statement to your division, and throw your hat in that Canelo sweepstakes, where we know what the real money fight is?
Look, I'm 160. Canelo is 68, 75, 90, 95. Right. I'm not chasing Canelo. I don't care about Canelo. Golovkin, I don't care about Golovkin. I don't care. I care about Montiel. I don't care. Look, if they want to fight me, they're going to make the call. I'm with the best in the world. I got the best trainers in the world. I got the best organization in the world. Showtime, we put on the best show. And I know the WBC going to make it happen. So if you want to fight me, we fight. If not, then hey, I'm not worried about that. My career keeps going.
So there you have it, folks. Again, Saturday night, June 19th, a Juneteenth celebration on Showtime Championship Boxing. It is a 3-fight card. You've got the former champion, Angelo Leo. He's going to start things off against Aaron Alameda, who lost only once, 2 fighters with just 1 loss on their record. Then you get to the co-main. Again, another former world champion, Francisco Vargas, taking on the hard-hitting Isaac Cruz. And then the main event, you've got Juan Macias Montiel, a man who all of his victories have come by knockout, taking on the beating WBC middleweight champion of the world, Charlo, here in his hometown of Houston, Texas. 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock Central Time here in Clutch City. It will be an event. Guys, we're going to have a face-off and get everybody facing off with their opponents. Best of luck. We'll see you Saturday.
Yeah, we're going to take them off. We're going to do a group shot with everyone.
And they be a smidge closer, like all just within the bounds of the background. So that's the background, yeah, thank you. Same with Isaac and Angelo. Yeah, so with the backdrop behind them, thank you. Right here down the middle for showtime. Great. Yeah, I can't see it.
Forward.
Eventually.
Get this forward, guys. Right here.
Right here in the middle, down here for showtime, so right here. Small.
Right, here, we can bring you in, we can do the freedom down in the middle. We can grab the 2 teeth down.
Okay, can I get everyone to look right down here in the center? Great, thank you.
All right, guys, thank you.
No problem. Where do you come from? I thought you was getting behind you. Okay. A little bit over. Yeah.
Good? Thanks.
Champ, could we get over here?
Babe, turn around.
Champ?
Oh. Babe, turn it.
I'm gonna shot with it here. Yeah. Wow. Jamal, look at all this recognition you're getting, man. All this recognition you're getting, man, is beautiful, man. Tell me, how does it feel to get all this kind of start getting the recognition you feel you've been deserving?
Long time coming, man. You know, I just you wanted to do it up there. Ain't that cool? Okay. Long time coming, man. I honestly, I just fight. I fight to win. I fight for my legacy. I fight for my family. I fight for like new life, you know. So this is just one of those things that's just, dude, real confident. You know, I'll take care of that later. I love the people, and the people starting to love me now. So.
I feel like this is
for you this week with family here and all the love.
Nah, the love has always been here. You know, we just haven't been in Houston in a while, so now they get a chance to actually see me in Houston. They get a chance to see me have fun and do the things I love to do.
I feel like this is a manifestation for you, man. I feel like, you know, Juneteenth, you're here home defending your title. It's your show. I feel like, how old were you when you started visualizing this day to come?
As soon as I started boxing, you know, I knew I would fight at home one day. I knew I would fill up the Astrodome. I didn't know they was gonna make the Reliant. Then they made the Reliant. Then they put the Toyota Center in the 2003. And I fought at the Toyota Center. Didn't think, like, I remember walking around the same Hilton like, one day it's gonna be me, like. And I've been telling my family that, like, I remember the times when Juan Diaz and Rocky Warriors and Francisco Bajada and everybody was on the undercard, and I was just like, man, one day it's gonna be me. I'm gonna be able to, like, you know, see my face by the locker rooms and stuff like that, and sure enough, I'm here.
As a future of boxing, man, I gotta ask, how's the time machine? I saw when the hurricane came through, the garage kind of fell a little bit. How's the DeLorean?
I think everything has stopped and paused. I think everything paused, and then when I walked through the door, this shit just snapped out of that. Nah, it was good. I was out in Mexico when it happened, but nah, man, it's just everything is going well, man. That stuff taken care of, the house taken care of. I'm happy person overall.
Jamal, about your legacy a lot this week.
Just talk about and reflect on connecting with Jermel and going on the run with him. We saw your Instagram post. 5 years since y'all then worked out together.
Yeah, man. Me and my brother have chose different paths in our career, different paths in life, but we got the same goal, and our goal is to take care of our family, feed them the way we've been feeding our family, and just be who we are without having to say, you know, I'm Jamal Charlo and it's Jamel Charlo. So we put it together, and you just hit each other up like randomly and was like, hey bro, what's up? You know what time it is. I'm training right now. You know, got to go do the run. Well, I want to do it with you tomorrow. All right, pull up.
Jamal, do you feel an obligation, a bit of pressure, June 19th, you know, they're calling Jamal today, you know, to put a good performance against Montiel on Saturday?
Nah, the way I box, I'm going to perform well no matter what. You know, it's up to Montiel to be able to respond to me and do the things that he said he's going to do. I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter, and I'm going to fight him.
You said that, you're not looking at Canelo, you're not looking for Triple G, but if those fights present themselves probably towards the end of the year, would you take those fights?
I take it. I got another fight by the end of the year. I probably want to fight 2 more times. I know it's summer already, but if I can get back in there by the fall, get back in there by the winter, then I'll take me a break for the rest of the winter all the way to spring.
Mom, real quick. Legacy all week. You talk about legacy all week.
Real quick. Ring Magazine has Triple G ranked ahead of you in their rankings. Do you feel disrespected by that, given the fact that he won his title as a vacant belt against a guy you defended your title against?
Ring Magazine don't really pay my bills, and none of it really matters to me as much as it probably mattered to you. I feel like I can edge GGG because look what I did to Debrichenko, you know.
Who arguably beat him.
Right, who they said, you know, Bluffkin had a hard time with him. I just don't want to pick on the older man and make it look like I'm just going for like a weaker play, but he does have a belt, so I mean, is there time to unify? If it's time to unify before he runs out of gas, then I'm here to fight him. Like you were saying, my legacy on the line, so I fight for my legacy. You know, I fight for the people who love me, and that's just what I'm.
I just put the Charlo name synonymous. When people in Charlo, they think about you and your brother, but they think about champions and winning. It's synonymous with it in boxing.
I mean, we've been winning all our life, so it's just one of those things when you're around somebody that's naturally just a winner, and then everybody start, you know, fluctuating what they do around you, and it just make you even better. And I honestly, I'm happy about my position.
Are you enticed to get that big stadium fight? Where y'all got relying here to fill that up when you see people filling up?
Well, once
big
I fill up
stadiums?
this Toyota Center, and this on Montiel, just imagine what I do with a Canelo. It's a lot of minutes.
Talking about Canelo, he's speaking a lot more English now, man. Maybe do you want to like slide into his DMs, let him know, hey, what's up? Let's get it done.
Man, honestly, man, I like Canelo. I like what he done for his career. He's a legend in the sport. I'm not tampering with the fact that the dude is who he is, But I'm a real fighter myself, so I'm down to fight. Like boxing is boxing. I got the experience enough to hold my ground. So I can hold my ground with Canelo. I can hold my ground with Golovkin, and I'm ready to fight a big name, but I can't get the big names in there with me. I gotta continue to make money and support my family. So that's what I'm doing.
Would you walk up on him like Andrade tried to do him at this press conference?
I wouldn't want nobody to walk up on me. I'm not approachable like that. So
what you think about that?
It is what it is. I mean, I thought it was corny, but I mean, to each his own. Andrade need help. Andrade need stuff like that. I'm past the level where I gotta keep calling people out and I gotta keep walking up on fighters. Hey, let's fight. I can't make the fight right now. So if anything, you're gonna make Canelo not give you a chance. I mean, he is in position to say yes or no. So I thought it was a clown move. I thought maybe it's some old school tactics that people stuck in their ways and people calling everybody out. But I'm not here to call nobody out. I'm here to fight the best whoever they put in front of me.
Maul, what do you think about the Wilder Fury trilogy, and what advice would you give Wilder in that fight?
Honestly, a lot of people have been talking to me about the Wilder Fury fight. I'm interested in seeing how that fight goes for the third time around. I think they both learned different things in each fight. I'm the twin who don't mind saying whatever, but I don't know, man. I'm not against Wilder. I'm not against Fury. I want both of them to just be successful and get a heavyweight division back his buzz that it once had.
Your brother's fighting
in August. Spence versus Pacquiao. Obviously, Spence here from Texas. How do you see that fight going?
I'm rocking with Spence, man. I think Spence would be too much for Pacquiao. The late Pacquiao is just he's a different fighter than he used to be, and I think that Spence will do some different things to him that I don't think any other fighter been able to do.
This is the happiest we've ever seen you at a fight week, I think. So what do you credit that to, man?
I credit it to my team, my mom, my family, my kids here. I know my kids normally don't come to these press and they don't come to my weigh-ins and you might not know, but I don't like to show a different character in front of my kids than I don't show at home, and I'm happy at home, so why not be happy in front of my kids and my mom and my family and all my fans?
So you say that they're inspiring you this week?
My kids definitely inspire me. They all I got. Like I can't live up to nothing else besides my kids and my babies coming. So it's not like Daddy box. That's all. Look, Daddy box is like WWE. They watch it. I watch it with them. We go to monster truck jams and stuff like that. But other than that, man, I love my babies. So I wanna protect them away from this.
Who's their favorite wrestler? Who's your kid's favorite wrestler?
My favorite wrestler probably was The Rock, but I'm real cool with Booker T. He was a real big fan of Booker T back in the days.
He's the Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin was crazy, so it gave me a lot of my ambition.
Your brother's.
But the OVO logo here. What's your sponsorship? What's your relationship with them like?
Me and Drake linked up on a couple things that we bring into Houston. Drake is a big familiar face here in Houston, let alone. Drake supports me like all the way down to like me doing this interview right now. Just got off the phone with him a couple hours ago. Just motivated me to be better and just take my life serious and just be gracious at these times that I do have. I'm happy about it. I'm happy somebody like Drake reached out to me, and I'm friends with a lot of people in the industry, but no one ever just care about like young fighters and care about their well-being. And this is one person that
is he gonna be at the fight Sunday?
Nah, he's not gonna be at the fight, but he'll be watching.
Jamal, Canelo Plant seems to be the next fight. As part of PBC, do you root for Plant in that so it makes kind of a unification easier, or do you want to be the guy?
I don't know what Canelo's plan. I've not talked to Canelo and his team. Last time I heard he was going through something with Oscar De La Hoya. I don't talk to Oscar De La Hoya. I don't know what's going on. Honestly, man, I'm here to fight. I'm here to fight Montiel. If they give me Canelo next, I'll be prepared for him. I'm one of the best in the world. I get a chance to show y'all sooner or later. A lot of fans don't like when you just keep talking about you and me and things like that of that nature, but I'm a boxer. That's what I do. I'm very strong and my mind frame is different.
Maul, speaking about the fans, we're live right now, and all the fans keep saying that you versus Benavidez would be a good fight. Everybody keeps saying, ask you about that. What do you think about a fight against David Benavidez?
I mean, if Benavidez can make 160, we can do it. If we can kind of catch weight in between 160 and 168. Benavidez is a 168 pounder that hasn't made the weight. He has no title. He has nothing to offer me. So that's why people keep mentioning Canelo and Golovkin, the higher stakes. I will fight Benavidez. All right. He's no problem to me. He's probably like this guy down for the fight now. They talk a lot, strong, I'm here, I'm that. But it's different when you get in there, you have to figure something out. Man, don't listen to it. Hey fans, y'all keep it locked. We got bigger things in store.
Your brother, unification, man, beautiful. Finally kind of becoming the man who you can't, it's undisputed in July. Talk about that fight. Your brother.
My brother gonna whoop the shit out of that dude, and he's gonna be the undisputed champ of the world. I believe in my brother just as much as he believe in me. No matter what they say on the outside, man, we the Charlo twins, man. Y'all finally getting a load of this.
Maul, this year's been a lot about exhibition matches. We've seen a lot of these. What's your thoughts on this? We just saw Logan Paul.
I like it. I like the exhibition matches. I don't plan on fighting nobody that can't fight me at my ability. I don't want to fight a singer or a rapper or a basketball player. You got to be a boxer for me to fight you. I'm the WBC champ of the world. I can't put my title on the line against a YouTuber or a TikToker. But I can promote their fights. Maybe I can get a hub and I can get them to start fighting each other a lot more often.
And at your own house, right?
That people think that Mexican style is going to be the one that bring you down, that pressure, power.
I like the Mexican style. I'm a fan of the Mexican style. I'm a Mexican black fighter, so it don't matter what it is. Like, it don't matter about the style. I'm here to fight whoever in front of me.
Since they brought up your kids, are any of your boys following you into the sport of boxing?
My kids love boxing, but I wouldn't let them box. If they decide to box, it'll probably be later on where they shouldn't be boxing. Thank y'all, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maul.
Thanks, champ. Thank you, champ. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Kelly.
How to get tired, and we know how to work for how to get tired. We work smart. We don't work smart, we work smart. So look, if Glenn is able to go the distance, so be it. But he went out winning.
Okay, just a couple topics. Wilder and Fury, man, they're gonna go down. What's your assessment about that fight, and what are some of the things you would advise Wilder to do in this third fight?
Look, I would advise him to be himself. He can't be anybody else. Look, he had a setback. Okay, so what? So you go and you change something, but you don't change everything about Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder got to be who he is. And once he becomes that, then he has a great chance to become the champion.
And Coach, do you believe he can set up that one knockout shot?
Of course. I mean, he has a good jab when he uses it. He just got to be confident in his jab, and that's going to open up things for him.
And who would you give the edge to in that fight?
Right now, I think he got to get his edge of Fury since he won the last fight and the way he won it. But, again, it depends on Deontay's mindset. If his mindset is good like it was before, if he get that back, he's going to be held to be.
Go ahead. Right. Well, Ronnie, just with Montiel coming this weekend, 22 knockouts, all his wins by KO. Does any preparation become different when you know you're facing a puncher like that?
I don't know. We work on the things that Jamal does best.
Mm-hmm.
We work on defense every single day. We work on all of the combinations and everything that we know he know how to do. And that's how we prepare. Look, because these guys are punchers, Jamal's a puncher.
Yeah. With being home, Juneteenth, it becoming his day, kind of the culmination of all these things, do you see a difference in Jamal in the ring, or is it kind of hard work as always, or is there like a little extra with all this other stuff?
I'll tell you something, man. This guy works hard every single day. He's followed in a long list of guys that I've trained before. He's seen these guys. He always one day he asked me why Holyfield trains so hard, why Vernon Farmer trains so hard, why Pernell Whitaker trains so hard, why, you know, all of these guys train so hard. You know, because when you become champion, you want to stay champion. And you never underestimate anybody. And he never underestimates anybody. You know, he trained like they're the best guys he's ever fought.
With that kind of pedigree, right, from with you, with Evander, Forrest, all those guys, how great is it to have a fighter who absorbed all that knowledge, absorbed all that kind of work ethic, and is now kind of manifesting it into this championship run?
Well, you know, it just shows that, you know, he's grown as a man. He's grown as a fighter. You know, look, he understands the business. He understands how this works. And in order, you know, to stay on top, you got to be better than everybody else. So in order to be that means you got to work harder. So, and this is what this kid does every single day.
Yeah, man, I've got to get your take on Jermell versus Castaño unification at 154. Tell me about it. Well, break it down for me.
Well, you know, I mean, you know, obviously I know Jermell probably better than a lot of other people, but look, Jermell trains hard every day. He's just like his brother. They come up from the very beginning. You know, I've always put it in their head, you know, just because you're a champion and you want to keep it, you have to work even harder. So they know this, and look, and this is what these guys are going to do. You know, look, but I've been up against Castaño. I know this kid. He can punch, he can fight. You know, look, it's going to be a good, hard, tough fight for both guys.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm going to have to get the edge to Jermell.
Spence Pacquiao, man, the 42-year-old legend, still going after the biggest names. First, what do you think about that? Just kind of at 42 years old, still wanting the cream of the crop, and break down that fight for me.
Well, I think with Errol Spence and Pacquiao, I think as far as Pacquiao is concerned, look, at his age, you know, people could take a lot from him. You know, obviously he eats right, he trains hard, you know, he keeps his body in great condition. You know, he does everything that he's supposed to do, and this is why he's able to stay at the top of the game. And as far as Errol Spence is concerned, the same way. I think the car accident really helped him out a lot. You know, they gave him, you know, another sense of life and another sense of, you know, I love this sport. This is what I want to do, and I love to be on top. So, look, it's going to be a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think it's going to be as easy as either one thinks, but, you know, look, I'm looking forward to that one, and, you know, and I'll definitely be a spectator.
Yeah, so is the boxing world, man, definitely. Yeah. Last fight, I want to get your take on, which could be a future opponent for Charlo, Canelo, possibly versus Plant. It seems like that seems to be the next fight. Break down that fight for me. How does that fight play out?
Well, you know, Caleb Plant is a really good boxer. I think people sleep on him. You know, he's not well known like Canelo, but look, you know, I'm sure they're gonna study him. They're gonna study Plant like crazy. So they're going to know what they get themselves into. Look, you know, the thing about boxing is a lot of talk, but these guys know once you get inside of there, all the talk is over with. It's time to get down. But look, Canelo is a really, really good fighter, man. He's a strong fighter. He's the stronger of the two, but Caleb can really box. So it's a great fight, man. It's one I'm going to be a spectator of also.
As a trainer, what do you think of like Eddie Reynoso's rise to where he's at? And I mean, he has a great camp now, and he's thriving. He's one of the better trainers in boxing.
Yeah, I mean, it takes fighters to make fighters make or break it. You know, so you know he's in a position right now where he has some really good fighters, and hey, they're doing really well, and he deserves to be up there because he's done everything he could to help this guy to get to that point. And so when you do that, you know, he deserves a lot of accolades.
Definitely. Ronnie, tell the fans, man, where they could follow you and just kind of see all the journey with all the fighters you got working, man.
You can follow me on Instagram, official Ronnie Shields.
There it is. Ronnie, appreciate your time, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Thanks, Greg. Appreciate you, brother. I didn't, bro. But if you get it, hook the player up. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to upload all this stuff. And yeah, stay tuned, subscribe, like all that stuff. Teach you guys. I'm sorry, brother. What were you saying?